Okay, let's talk about your Section 7 inserting charts in Excel assignment. So when you open it up, you'll have this instructions up here. So if we go here, there's some data, some more data, but there's also a PDF you can open up. So let's open up that PDF, which is somewhere. There it is. Okay, and so it's called Inserting Charts in Excel. And what we want to do is take this data here and put it into an Excel spreadsheet. So that's step one. Open Excel and enter the data. Then we're going to make a pie chart, and we're going to format that pie chart so we can see the percents and the labels for each age range. Then you're going to write a few observations about it. Okay, and that's going to take care of your first pie chart. For the second one, you just do the same thing with the second set of data. So what I'm going to do is I'll open up Excel and I'm going to make up some data and kind of show you some tips on how to make that chart. So here's an Excel file. It's on my other screen. Let me pull it over. There's an Excel file. And I have to zoom in because I can't read these. Alright, so we're going to basically type in the data. So what I would do is I would put ages in one column, numbers in another column. So let's do that. We'll say 8. We'll say, let me look at what it looks like again. Okay, there they have that format. It's kind of weird. Let's do it this way. Let's just do ages, and let's do number of people. P-O-P-L-E. If it's too long, remember you can double click when you see the two arrows. Now make that bigger. Let's go 0 to, let's say, 20. We'll do 21 to 40. We'll do 41. And what you'll do is you'll actually type in the data from that PDF. Don't type in whatever I'm making up here. So just for an example, 61 to 80, and let's say 80 plus. 80 plus, there you go. That number of people, I'm just gonna like make up, ooh, that's a big number. Let's do a little bit less. Probably shouldn't use the exact same numbers. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, so here's just some numbers we have here. One thing you can do, I would recommend it, is to take your data and center it. Center, center, center. And also, let's do a quick table formatting. This doesn't look very good. If you highlight everything, right click, go to Format Cells. Then from here, go to Border, and you can format it however you would like. The way I like to do it is do a thick border on the outside and a thin border on the inside. And this is kind of what it'll look like then. Hit OK. That looks a lot nicer. One thing I also like to do is to highlight the titles and right click, go back to Format Cell, and take the double line here, put it on the bottom. Right, that just makes it look a little bit classier. When you want to get really fancy, highlight this again and give it a nice Ivy Tech green back. Ooh, that's not a good one. Nice Ivy Tech green. There we go. Ivy Tech green background. Maybe even take this and do bold. Alright, so there's a lot of ways you can take a table and just make it look a little bit nicer. If you want to change font type, you can do that too. Okay, but make sure you're giving a nice presentation to this. Okay, so now we're going to take this, we're going to highlight it, and we're going to go to Insert Pie Chart, 2D Pie. Alright, that's what my pie chart is going to look like here. And that chart right there. If I try highlighting other things, like maybe I only highlight this, then you can see that I missed one of my categories. So if I highlight the titles, we can see what that would look like. Okay, sometimes if you do that, you can get titles. Oops. It'll automatically put a title in for you. So depending on what you highlight, you'll get different previews. If you only highlight one column, that just looks weird, right? That doesn't work. So before you accept what you want, just hold your mouse over it and see what it looks like. That looks good. I'm going to pick that. Okay, so there's my pie chart here. Now, if I go back to the assignments, okay, I opened Excel, I entered the data, I highlighted and inserted the pie chart. I would not get full credit here because I didn't format my chart so that the percent and labels for each age range are visible. Okay, I have the age ranges on there. Right, those are right there at the bottom. We can see that, but there's no percents on here. Okay, so if I click on here, and right where I have that little paintbrush, I can go to a chart style. I need to change my style. And I can kind of scroll through. Here's another one. Now that one has percents on it. That one would be okay. Nope. That one would be okay too. Kind of like that one. That one's not okay. No percents. This one has percents, but that's not okay. Another 1%. So you can kind of go through and pick whichever one you want. Let's go with that one there. Okay. Another thing you can do once you have that is you can go to the plus sign, and if you need to add additional elements, you can. Everything's on here. We have a title, labels, and legend, so nothing else to add. Sometimes you can change the location of it. Maybe you want those numbers on the right or the left or the bottom. Kind of like on the right. Okay. So you can kind of format things through that. One thing you can do too is if you click, you can move. Oh, that's not going to work. That number is white. Okay, so sometimes you can move things around to make them a little bit better. Unfortunately, with this format, moving that off would make it unvisible. So just kind of format things around, mess with it until you get a graph that looks good. If you wanted to highlight your title, you can go up here and maybe make the title something cool like that. Maybe. Come on now. Okay, apparently I can't do that. Oh, it says it is. I guess that font just doesn't really look any different. It says it's changed. There you go. That looks a little bit different. Yeah, okay, so you can change the font to make it kind of a little fancier. Okay, so now I got my labels, I got my percents, I'm good on that. And I want to go back here, I need to write a few observations. Okay, now anytime you're writing an observation, remember that we really, really like quantities. Okay, so I could go up here and I'm going to start writing somewhere on my Excel sheet. I can say, you know, the smallest, okay, don't capitalize this, the smallest category or age range is 80 plus. Where is that plus? And the largest is, what is it, 41, oh, just kidding, 21 to 40, and the range between these two sets is, and then we need to subtract the two. One thing we can do actually here is use Excel to figure out the ranges. You take that one minus that one, and then I can come back here and type the number in. 655,449. I probably don't want that there, so I can delete it. But just kind of write a few sentences. Probably should end the sentence in a period. Alright, and then once you have this, the first one done, then you're going to come back to here and just copy the second set of data down. So you're essentially doing the same thing twice, just with two different sets of data. Alright, and so once you're done, you have this Excel file, you're going to save that and submit the Excel file in Canvas.